Hey Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading for April 2025. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I am a tarot reader, astrology enthusiast, and root worker, and I like to do monthly readings for all these zodiac signs. I am going to go ahead and just jump right on into your reading. Just keep in mind that it is a general reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. I'm going to go ahead and start with an oracle deck. Spiritual team, Legendary Ladies Goddess deck. What messages do you have for the Gemini collective for April 2025? What messages do you have for the Gemini collective for April 2025? Let's see, what do we have? Sadhana, cleansing. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Psyche, persistence. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook on these ladies so we can get the full messages you need to hear. So, Sedna, Inuit goddess, go to the water to seek the answers you're looking for. Leave your worries behind and be reborn through communion with water. Goddess of the sea is with you in the cleansing waters to help you grow. Okay. Very straightforward. Let's take a look at Psyche. Okay. Greek goddess of the soul, Psyche is here to lift you back up so that you may persist. Remember that the ability to stick to something will be your greatest advantage. Okay. Interesting. So I feel like you guys have been going through something, or you are in need of kind of clearing out some old energy, whether that's internally, old thoughts, perspectives, feelings, emotions, emotional baggage, mental baggage, things like that. Because I feel like Spirit is trying to say, like, I don't know, maybe you went through a rough time the last couple of months, or you had a really big, ending or situation that just did not really turn out well, or it was emotionally taxing or mentally taxing. And Spirit's like, hey, like, you kind of need to get up and get back on that horse. There's things that you still need to achieve, or you have goals that you wanted to meet. We want to make sure that you are continuing forward. The world still needs you in kind of a way. So I'm in a way getting a little bit of like sadness, a little bit of depression, maybe a little bit of hermit mode. But let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you. All right, spiritual team, Tarot of the Divine. What messages do you have for the Gemini collective for April 2025? Okay, we have Six of Coins, Six of Cups reversed, Four of Coins, the Devil, and the Moon in reverse. Interesting. That's at the bottom of the deck. Two of Swords, Ace of Coins reversed, Five of Coins reversed, Eight of Wands reversed, Strength in reverse. All right. Did some of you guys let an ex back in your life over Mercury or Venus retrograde? Or did you let somebody back in your life that should not have come back? Does that make sense? I had the Devil right on top of the Eight of Wands in reverse. Even if this isn't a person, maybe this is like a bad habit. For some of you guys, it doesn't always have to be a person for Mercury and Venus retrograde. Maybe this is a bad habit. Maybe you slipped into, you slipped back, you relapsed, or I don't know, slipped back into some type of bad habit. Something that has a really strong hold on you with this Devil card here. Maybe this is just because you've been extra stressed lately, work stress, family stress, whatever. And it feels like this is something that you do to cope with stress or with feelings that you're having. It just makes you feel a little bit better. Okay, maybe it is a person, maybe it's like, I don't know, a shopping habit, or I don't know, smoking cigarettes, something like that. But it feels like, subconsciously you were stressed and you just maybe you were in the middle of like quitting smoking cigarettes or something like that, and you just kind of had a little bit of a lapse in judgment. I'll just have one. And then it turned into, I'll have two this week. Okay, I'll go buy a pack just in case. And now all of a sudden you're like smoking one or two cigarettes a day again, and it's like increasing with every day. Yeah. It's interesting the things that will trigger us to go back to those bad habits or those people, right? So interesting. But ultimately, yeah, it just feels like it had to have been the retrograde. Something came up during the retrograde with the Six of Cups reversed. Um, this even could have been like a trauma from childhood of some kind that triggers you in a way that you don't even realize. Um, and I couldn't even tell you what it is. It's going to be different for all of you, but maybe this is a feeling of like rejection or abandonment that you just never really learned how to completely deal with or cope with. And you experienced it in the workplace, or you experienced it in a relationship. And it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be a friendship, it could be a coworker relationship. For all I know, it could be a relationship that you have with your dentist. I don't know. Maybe this is like a health thing, or like you're just generally not feeling good about yourself, and so you resorted to something that would make you feel better, or something that you would do as a child. And it just lately feels like it kind of spiraled out of control. Maybe it was something that you felt helped keep it together, like keep you composed to the rest of the world. Like it feels like if I just have this one cigarette, I can go back into work and I'll be fine. And I can handle it, and I won't be like stressed out, or I won't look frazzled, or I won't feel frazzled, or it'll just help take the edge off a little bit. But whatever this habit, this person is, whatever it is, it just feels like it's a comfort zone thing, and it helps you feel like you can show up and show up as a stronger version of yourself to the rest of the world. That's just what I keep getting. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, it feels like you guys feel like you constantly have to keep things balanced when things aren't balanced. So we have the Six of Coins, we have the Two of Swords, and we have the Ace of Coins in reverse. I don't know why, but it's feeling like you guys are kind of in the middle of and I feel like this is work for a lot of you guys, but I feel like you guys are in a situation where you kind of have to make $1 out of 15 cents. Like you can't make $1 out of 15 cents, logically speaking, but you somehow are the person that is responsible for turning this into this. And you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I have no choice. Like, this is my job. And I feel like for a lot of you, this has been extremely stressful. It's like turning nothing into something. And I feel like it is literally taking everything you have to keep it going. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it feels like you're hanging on for dear life. You're scared, you're on edge, and you just need to find a way to like keep you going. You got to find a way to keep yourself going. And so for a lot of you, it feels like you turned to this particular habit, substance, relationship, something. For some of you, I don't even feel like it was a relationship. I feel like maybe if it is having to do with other people, maybe this is, for some of you, this is sex, turning to sexual encounters for fun. Maybe started hooking up with an ex just because you needed to relieve the stress. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting. It's not necessarily you wanting to go back to being in a relationship with this ex. You just need something familiar, some sort of stress relief, and that's what you're going to. Again, not the case for everybody, just an example. Take what resonates, all right? Yeah, I think spirit wants to call attention to this because they're saying, hey, like, we understand that you've been stressed, but at the same time, you know this isn't good for you, and we know that this isn't sustainable. And so we need you to take a cleanse, maybe take a vacation, separate yourself from the bad habit, separate yourself from the stress that is causing you to run to this bad habit. Or I don't know. For some of you, maybe you need to go back to like AA or NA meetings if it is something of that nature, or you need to go back to a therapist that maybe you haven't been seeing for a while, or you need to see a therapist in general so that you can help kind of work through what it is that you're going through so you don't have to resort to whatever this habit or person situation is. So that way you can meet your goal, because I feel like for some of you this is something you've recently tried to give up, right? Maybe right before all of these retrogrades and eclipse season. So for a lot of you, this was a big goal that you set for yourself and you were doing really, really well. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff starts going left. And now you're like, damn, I really just need a cigarette. I just really need a cigarette. And Spirit's like, no, see, the reason that you stopped smoking was because your health was in jeopardy. And we need you to get back on that wagon, because you can't be doing this. This isn't good for you. So I think Spirit is just literally calling your attention to this and saying, hey, wake up call. No, we're not doing this. You need to fix this. You need to kind of get back on track, because you're going to end up doing more damage to yourself in the long run if you don't fix this now, if you don't catch yourself now, and correct this behavior or this journey, this path that you're on. Okay. Geminis, that is what I'm seeing for you guys. I know it's a short reading, but I do mid-month check-ins. They're longer readings for the top 3 signs that engage with my content. So if you like this reading, or even if it didn't resonate for you and you want to see more content from me, leave a like, leave a comment, so I know that you want to see more content for your sign, and then I will put you guys in the running for the mid-month check-in. Those are longer readings, and I also do love messages, specifically focus on love for those top 3 signs. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just pull from one more Oracle deck and close out the reading for you guys. All right. Spiritual Team, Numerology Manifestation Oracle. What final messages do you have for the Gemini Collective for April 2025? What final messages do you have for the Gemini Collective for April 2025? Ooh. All right. New Moon in Libra. Know that you are loved. I love that. Spirit's watching out for you. You have a spiritual team that is looking out for you for your best interests, making sure that you stay on track, that you stay healthy, and that you don't get into things that are going to harm you spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. You really have someone looking out for you, maybe a very close family member. I heard a grandparent, possibly a grandmother specifically, is looking out for you, watching over you, and wanting you to get back on track. They want you to know that they love you very much. Next, we have last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. Yeah, it's time to remove and cleanse some of this baggage that you've been holding on to, the stress that you've been holding on to, all of these things that are making you feel heavy and gross. Maybe you guys need to do a spiritual retreat, okay, or do like a spiritual bath and kind of just remove some of that stress or that energy that's just been kind of like sucking you down, sucking you dry, okay, draining you, all of that. So you guys may need to just take a vacation, go hang out by the beach, by a lake, a river, whatever. Water is very cleansing, like we heard in this first card that I pulled. Some of you guys just need to be by water, okay? Or like I said, a spiritual bath will do the trick as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have the new moon in Leo, and it says, shine, okay? Your light is being dimmed significantly by going back to whatever this habit or situation is. So Spirit really just wants you to kind of get your shine back and to get you back to feeling like yourself, your best self, your most positive self, your healthiest self, whatever it is. They don't want you to be dragged back into whatever this devil energy is. It's not good. It's heavy. It's nasty. It's draining you. It's draining you more than the stress of whatever caused you to go back to this is draining you. So yeah, Spirit's just saying, hey, we just don't want to see you go backwards. All right, Geminis, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Again, please leave a like, leave a comment if you enjoyed the reading, if it resonated for you. Maybe share with another Gemini if you feel like it might resonate for them. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, and you can find my handles below in the description box. Again, just thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, week, month, whatever. Stay safe, healthy, and blessed until I see you next time. Bye.